Namaste. Welcome everyone to tonight's class on being a cause and not an effect. It's nice to be back with you after what seems like a long time. Let's inhale and tense the body. Vibrate, exhale. Again, inhale, tense, exhale. And once more. Tense with will. Vibrate the body, exhale. Relax and feel. Let's start with a prayer. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, Friend, Beloved God, Guru Preceptors, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lady Mahashaya, Swami Shri Yukteswarji, Beloved Guru, Paramahansa Yogananda Ji, we bow at Thy feet. We take Thy blessings into our lives, into our consciousness. We seek Thee. We long for Thee. Bless our efforts. Receive us into Thy light. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Now you can sing along with me a sloka just to start our class. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Chant Om with me. Om, Om, Om. Om, Om, Om. Om, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I'd like to start off this evening with a reading from Autobiography of a Yogi. This is a wonderful chapter, Outwitting the Stars, and I'll ask you to read more of this after the class, because I can only read a little bit of it tonight. This is when a family astrologer has just come and has predicted Yoganandaji's future. And this is what he says. The astrologer said, "You will marry 3 times, being twice a widower." I brooded over the matter, Master sang, feeling like a goat awaiting sacrifice before the temple of triple matrimony. "You may as well be resigned to your fate," my brother Ananda had remarked. "Your written horoscope has correctly stated that you would fly from home toward the Himalayas during your early years, but would be forcibly returned. The forecast of your marriages is also bound to be true." A clear intuition came to me one night that the prophecy was wholly false. I set a fire to the horoscope scroll, placing the ashes in a paper bag on which I wrote, "Seeds of past karma cannot germinate if they are roasted in the divine fires of wisdom." I put the bag in a conspicuous spot. Ananta immediately read my defiant comment, "You cannot destroy truth as easily as you have burnt this paper scroll." My brother laughed scornfully. "It is a fact that on 3 occasions before I reached manhood, my family tried to arrange my betrothal. Each time I refused to fall in with the plans. Occasionally I told astrologers to select my worst periods according to planetary indications, and I would still accomplish whatever task I set myself. It is true that my success at such times has been accompanied by extraordinary difficulties, but my conviction has always been justified. Faith in the divine protection and the right use of man's God-given will are forces formidable beyond any the inverted bull can muster." What a beautiful reading on Master's life and how to put energy forth to change your destiny, to change your consciousness, to change your life. And no matter what the circumstances are in our lives, we should never think that we're a victim, because we have our God-given power and will and energy and magnetism, if we muster them, to be able to change everything. You can see in a person, I was thinking today, if they feel victim consciousness, from just their face, from their eyes look dim, from their posture, from their voice, oh, I'm poor, whatever. And there was a man Yoganandaji saw somewhere in the United States, and he was shabbily dressed, his hair was a mess, he hadn't taken a bath or shower for a while, and he was just on the side of the streets, and Master said, "What's wrong with you?" And he says, "I'm a renunciate." And Yoganandaji said, "No, you're not, you're stuck with this disorder now." And so to be able to put out energy, to be able to be magnetic, to be able to make things change, that person has to be enlivened in that whole set, his face, his energy, his everything about him has to emanate energy and joy, and that will change one's destiny. And also, no matter how you are feeling, I remember several beautiful stories about Swami Kriyanandaji when he was in the hospital, and he had many different times when he had surgeries for various things, and but he was always positive. He was always completely in God. He gave whatever it was to God. He was never, oh, why did this happen? Why did I have to have a surgery? And I remember one incident. He was in the hospital. He had just finished some surgery, and he was in a wheelchair. It was the first day, and someone was, helping him along, just through the halls in the hospital, pushing him in the wheelchair. Another man was coming in the other direction. This man was leaning down, like this, and Swamiji passed him, and Swamiji says, "Good morning!" And the man just rose up from the energy, because he could feel the energy and magnetism, and Swamiji had just come out of a surgery himself. And another really sweet time, he had 3 hip surgeries, meaning he had one hip done and the other hip done, then he had to have the other hip done again, and afterwards Swamiji said to all of us, "Hip, hip, hooray!" He just was so non-attached and always absolutely positive. And once we had several heart surgeries, and after one of them, I remember seeing he had this badge on that said, "Consider yourself hugged." So he just would never let the circumstances bring him down or make him feel like why me, oh poor me. He was always putting out joyful energy, always positive. And I remember one time I went to him and I said, something was really going wrong in my life, and I said, "Swamiji, I just don't know why this is happening." And isn't that the question most people have? And I looked at him and, in just despair. And I'll never forget, he looked at me so clearly and he said, "Dhyana, look what it takes to find God." Those were his words. It wasn't, "Oh, you poor thing, oh, how can I help you?" He said, "Look what it takes to find God." And then he said, "Look what I've had to go through." And I thought, oh my God, I could never go through things like that. But as we do, we get stronger, we get more clear, we get more magnetic, and then the tests that come to us in our lives, we're able to overcome them. We're able to transcend things and difficulties in our lives. And I was thinking today about some of the great people who have, in our history, that have become a cause and have made big changes in, our lives. And of course, all of the masters have completely revolutionized things and have made everybody feel the changes and how they can change themselves. And I had this beautiful thought today that I'm just coming back from Singapore, and we had a Kriya initiation and we had a discipleship initiation. And then afterwards we all went out for something to eat, and I just remember the people's faces were so hopeful, they were so bright, they were so happy, they were so uplifted. And that's the energy of the soul, that yes, I will go forward. I will try my best. I will try to make these changes in my life. I won't shrink back and think that, oh, nothing, I can't do anything. It's like, I will go forward with faith, with my practices, with my gurus, with my guru bhais, and I will try my best to be a cause and not an effect in this life. And I think the most beautiful faces ever I've seen are the faces after a Kriya initiation, Kriya Yoga initiation, because you just see the light of the soul and the glow of hope and of willingness and desire to change that people have on their faces. And it's a beautiful thing to keep in mind for all of us. And of course our masters have brought that. So they've brought ways that we can all become a cause. And then I was thinking of people, in our times, in our history, that have become a cause when they could have easily become victims and considered themselves victims. And I was thinking of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who was a civil rights leader in America in the 60s and so forth. And there was a woman by the name of Rosa Parks. I don't know if you would know her, but she was the person actually that got the civil rights movement in America started. She was on a bus, and someone came in she was an African American, and people were told then to give up their seats. And so a Caucasian person got on the bus, and she had been working all day. She was elderly, she was tired, and they told her to get up and give up her seat. And she says, "No, I'm not going to give up my seat." She just said, "Absolutely not." She was thrown off the bus, she was thrown in prison, and because of her, the civil rights movement began in the United States, and all the different laws changed in favor of having equal laws for blacks and whites in America. But she could have easily just went, "Oh, poor is me," or whatever. No, she fought. And I was thinking of Dr. King, Dr. Martin Luther King. He took that movement forward, just like Gandhiji here in India. He freed India by not becoming a victim, but moving forward with energy and trying to make changes. Nelson Mandela in South Africa, who, he ended apartheid, and he went to prison for 28 years. He made a cause. He didn't shrink back and think, oh, poor people and what to do. And anyway, these are things to think about for all of us. In the Bhagavad Gita, it's placed on a battlefield, that whole scene, and it's placed with Krishna and Arjuna. And Krishna is telling Arjuna that he must fight. And Arjuna is saying, "I can't fight my relatives. How can I do that? And what are the relatives? The relatives are the things that keep you back. The tendencies, the low energy, negativity, things you don't want to do, desires, karma, attachments." And Krishna told Arjuna, "But you must fight. You must. You must overcome all of those tendencies and not see yourself as, oh, I can't do it." And it says in the Bhagavad Gita at a certain point that that Arjuna, that he put down his bow, and that means that he stopped his practices. He said, "I just can't do it anymore. I can't fight all of these negative qualities in myself." But the devotee must, to overcome them. I remember Swamiji said that Master, if there was outright misfortune, he would take that away from the disciples. He would infuse them with his own good karma and take away anything that was outright misfortune. But if there was something where the disciple could grow, he would allow that to happen. He didn't take all of everybody's karma. He would allow them to grow through that. There was one interesting incident where there was a man who I think actually he was the brother of a disciple, but he couldn't get a job, and I think his wife left, and various things happened, and he said to Yoganandaji, I just can't get anything going in my life. And Master said, that's because you're jinxed. He said, I will de-jinx you. And what did he do? He put his magnetism into him. I'm not sure if the man became a disciple or what, but the practices that Guruji has given, they help us to de-jinx ourselves, to get out of the thought that we have no power to change. We have very powerful tools, methods, techniques, energization, Hangsa, Kriya Yoga, Mahamudra, the various practices that we have, serving, satsang, chanting, studies of the books that Master wrote, listening to the music that Swamiji wrote. They're all very powerful techniques and tools for us to help ourselves. And I remember there was a man who Yoganandaji said he gave him a particular job and to strengthen him. And I don't know, for some reason people always think things should be easy, but why? You never grow. If you think of the hardest times of your life, those were probably the most growthful times, and the easiest times, sitting on the beach at Goa or whatever. I mean, that's nice, but do you spiritually grow? So Master, this man was living in the ashram, and he was ailing. He had a double curvature of the spine. He had intense back problems. And Yoganandaji gave him the job of driving a tractor. And you would think, well, God, that's a hard job for somebody with severe back problems. This man had to roll and roll until he could roll himself off the bed to get up in the mornings, because he just couldn't get up in the normal way. So he started to do the job of driving the tractor. And what happened was wonderful. Because he did what his guru said, and he wasn't thinking, oh God, this is hard, and I can't do it, and I'm ailing, and why is he asking me? He kept doing the job, and he got stronger and stronger, and his health got better, and he got better and better. And then someone said, well, you must not feel so well. Why would you be doing that job? You must need to lie down, and your back must hurt. And then he started buying into the thought that he's right. Why am I driving a tractor? So he told Yoganandaji, I don't want to do that job anymore. So Master said, okay, whatever. And Master got him a nice room and a good bed, and whatever he needed, he got it. And the man, interestingly enough, because he wasn't challenged, and because he wasn't doing what Guruji said, and let's face it, God and Guru's power were healing that man as he was doing what he said to do. So he didn't do it anymore, and he got weaker, and he got weaker, and he got weaker, and he got thinking about himself, self-involved, and then actually he left the spiritual path. So what comes to us, if we can do it with energy, with enthusiasm, Master said if I had to get a job, I'd shake up the whole world to get a job. I wouldn't say, well, I need a job, I need a job. He said I would just keep moving until the whole universe just gave me what I needed. And there's also the beautiful story of Gyanamata, who she was ill for 20 years in the bed. But she would serve from there, she never considered, oh, poor, woe is me, what's wrong, why is this happening to me? She would write people letters, she would help the disciples, help the devotees through her letter writing. She helped Master's work immensely, and he kept her in that body. For 20 years she was ailing, and he kept her there so that she could help him, and apparently to work out her own karma. But her motto was this, it was so beautiful: change no circumstance of my life, change me. And I think that's a wonderful motto for all of us as devotees. Don't change things around, change me, make me stronger. And at the end of her life, she found God. Through the test that she went through serving willingly and giving all to her guru, she found God. And she said at the end of her life, her last words were, joy, joy, it's too much joy. And what a beautiful thought, because she served and she gave all that she could. And Swamiji told someone once at Ananda village in America who asked the question, what is the definition of an acharya, or a teacher, or someone of that stature at Ananda? What is the definition? Swamiji gave a very, very interesting answer. He said, it is someone who in the midst of their own trials is still able to think of others and serve others. I think that's just such a beautiful answer that I don't think you'll get that anywhere. And it's the truth, because as you go through trials, if you're able to get out of that and say, whatever I can do to help others, then your own trials you're able to get out of more quickly. I recall a time when I was battling with things, and I was just coming here to India, and I was going back and forth between where Swamiji was living and where the devotees, all of us, were living. It was about a 5-minute, 2-minute walk. And every day I would walk over, and I had work at Swamiji's, then I'd go back to where I lived at the other house. I went back and forth, back and forth. And I was so busy, and I loved being busy. And it dawned on me what Master and Swamiji were doing. One time I remember I was walking back home, it was about midnight, and the thought came to me, I have so much to think about. Like, I have so many problems, but I don't have any time to think about them. And that was the best medicine. No time to think of yourself. And as I kept serving, I just kept serving, things started working out, that got better, my energy got better, magnetism got better. I said, I have so many things to think about, but I have no time. And so you'll find that Guruji gives you things, and if he doesn't, find something to do. And you'll find that you become the cause of the energy flow instead of, oh, why did this happen? And, oh, I got to fix this. Oh, my God, why is it? Oh, my karma, on and on. If we keep moving, you move through the karma. If you keep moving, you'll make yourself more magnetic to be able to break through the things that are holding you back. I remember I was thinking that Master, and everything that he gave, he was so absolutely positive. You remember hearing the stories of how he would, when he gave his talks, he would rush out onto the platform, and his hair would be flying back, and he was completely magnetic. Swamiji said, I never could describe to you Master's eyes. They were so magnetic, so beautiful. He said it was like looking into the ocean. And Swamiji Master would come out to the audience. He was just filled with God, and he would say to everybody, how feels everybody? And he would have people shout back, awake and ready. And he would say, how is everybody? Awake and ready. And he would just get people moving. He would have positive affirmations right at the beginning. And his thought was always with the disciples to say, I can, I will. Not, oh God, how can I? How will I? I can, I will. And then to figure it out. And even with we have affirmations. I hope I have the time to do one with you today. He wrote some beautiful, very powerful affirmations. We can do those every day. Before, after our sadhana. In our yoga postures, we do affirmations. I am brave, I am strong, or I am calm, I am poised. Various affirmations that go with the postures themselves, with the superconscious living exercises. I'm awake, energetic, enthusiastic. You just see in every part of our practices, we have positive affirmations to keep the mind being a cause, keep the mind saying, yes, I can, yes, I will. My own but God-given power, Yoganandaji said, I will use it to change my life. And of course, God's grace is the main thing, but we have to ignite that grace from our own efforts. And there's a beautiful story. I was listening to one of Swamiji's talks recently, and he was saying, no matter how bad things are, no matter how bad you think your life is going, and he said that no matter what, you can always put out energy, and God will make a change for you. It says in the Bhagavad Gita, even the worst of sinners by steadfast meditation on me, speedily comes to me. And also even a little practice, this inward religion of meditation, of going within, will change, save you from dire fears and colossal sufferings. And there's a beautiful story of Valmiki, who was a great sage, a great saint, but he started out, he was a highway robber, and it's a very interesting story. He would steal from people, and then one day he was stealing from some saintly people, and they said, why do you live the life that you live? And he said, well, I need to support my family, and I need this, money and whatever it is to support my family. And so they said, well, your family is accruing the bad karma that you're accruing. Why don't you ask your family if they want to accrue that bad karma? And he said, oh, okay, sure. And they said, if you ask them and they say, no, we don't want to accrue it, would you follow us and follow truth? And he said, yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't want to accrue my bad karma. So they said, well, you go and ask them. So he went and he asked them, and they said, of course not, we don't want your bad karma. You need to support us, we're the family, but it's your bad karma. So he left them and he went and he followed these saintly people. And they said, okay, now you need a mantra, and a mantra that you should practice. You're following this path of truth is, say the word, the name of Rama, Rama, Rama. And then, he was a highway robber. He said, I can't say the name of God. It's offensive. I can't say it. And they said, okay, well, why don't you say Mara? And the Mara is the name of Satan. And they just say Mara, Mara, Mara. Of course, it turned into Rama. And he had extraordinary willpower and focus and efforts, and he went into deep states of meditation, samadhi, within just a few years. He changed himself so fast from his focus, from his energy, from putting out the energy, that he became a saint. And of course, for any of us, you put out the energy, you don't sit back and hope and think something's going to happen, but you use the practices and make a change for yourself. And I have a personal story I wanted to share with you, that before I came onto the path, this isn't about the path, but it's about using willpower. I went to the University of California at Berkeley for 4 years, and the high school that I went to, it wasn't a very good high school. It was Compton High School, and in fact, people said that it was either the worst or one of the worst schools in the nation. But somehow I got out of there, and through affirmative action, I got to University of California at Berkeley. And I was a straight A student in my high school, so I thought, I could be a straight A student at college. So I got to college, and my first semester, I took a class called Physical Anthropology. I still really can't tell you much about that. Anyway, so that was to satisfy my sciences, because I didn't want to take chemistry, physics. I thought, oh, I'll never understand that. So I took that class, and I was pretty confident I would do well. So at the midterm, there was an essay examination, and I wrote everything. And anyway, it turned out that I wasn't as smart as I thought, so I got a straight F in the class. And the midterm, and I thought, I never had an F in my life. I never even had a D. I hardly ever had a C. And I was shocked. I just said, I can't flunk out of college. I just got in. And so all the students were going home at Thanksgiving time and going skiing and whatever. I remember my mother called me and she said, "Well, are you going to come home?" I was just crying, "I can't come. I got an F in my class." And she said, "An F? My God, how can you get an F?" So anyway, I had to apply myself. And I knew that I had it within me to pass that class. But I had to apply every ounce of my willpower to change the circumstances. And besides going to school, I didn't really have much money then, so I worked a full-time job, 4 hours a day. But the rest of the time, I basically lived in the library. Moffat Library, I'll never forget. So I lived in the library, and I just studied, and I studied, and I had those physical anthropology books. I went to the lectures, there were like 500 people in the class, and everything was just way over my head. So I go and I just study, and I study, and I just applied myself, and I stayed to midnight or 2 in the morning, and I did that for the rest of the quarter. I didn't go to anything except for what I had to do. And so then when the examination, the final exam came, I was nervous, but my brain was full of all that information. And so I went to the exam and I wrote, the exam, and I felt pretty good about it, but I had felt good about the other one too. So anyway, I left and I went home, and I went to bed. In the middle of the night, it came to me, oh my God, I forgot to put my name on the paper. It's just like any obstacle was just going to come and block me from passing the class. And I was so worried and nervous. As soon as the morning came, I went to the TA's office, teacher's assistant. And thank God I had written my exam in red ink. Now that's a miracle. I never before, never after wrote any exam in red ink. And I said to him, mine is in red ink. He had stacks and stacks of papers, and he was pulling the papers and looking at them. And so finally he gets my paper. It was red ink. And I said, that's my paper, A. I couldn't believe I had an A. I just put everything I had into that to making an A. So then I got a C, but all through those 4 years, I had to put that much energy out to change the circumstances, to become a cause, to get my college degree. The day I got that college degree was the happiest day of my life. Because it showed me, with will, using my God-given willpower, I could do anything. And it was a year after that, Master found me, and I came to Ananda, and I've been living at Ananda ever since. And so how do we gain that strength? I'll say this last part. There's a beautiful quote in the Bible, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added unto you. Jesus Christ said those words, and I think most people don't understand what the heck that means. It took me the longest to understand that. It means go here, go there. No, it means go, kingdom of God is within you. Go within first. Meditate first. Do your practices first. And when you go inside, after Kriya, after Om, Master said when you're in Om, nothing can touch you. Go inside first, and then clarity will come, answers will come, energy will be there, magnetism will be there, insights will be there, inspiration will be there, the right guidance, the right direction, if we can learn to go inside. And when I was asked to go to Italy to help with the work there, I was 28 years old. Honestly, I didn't hardly know anything, but I was always willing. And so when Swamiji asked some of us to go, I remember he was leaving, and I looked at him, I said, Swamiji, so what should we do now? And he didn't give very many details. But one thing he said to me clearly, he said, Dhyana, tune in and you will know what to do. Tune in to God, Master, and Divine Mother, and you will know what to do. And then I realized I wasn't in tune. I hadn't gone within deeply. I had to strengthen my sadhana. That's what he was saying, but he didn't spell it out. I had to energize every day. Not haphazardly. I had to learn the harmonium and chant. I had to study Master's teachings. I had to read something every day from his words, Master's and Swamiji's. I had to learn the chants and play the harmonium. I had to do the affirmations. It was like I couldn't sit on the sidelines anymore. I had to become magnetic, energetic, strong in myself. a channel for the gurus, their instrument, so that they could flow through me to be able to help in the founding of that work in Europe. And that was a big responsibility. And I would say for every devotee, if you want to be a cause and not an effect in life, you have to go within and strengthen yourself. And as you strengthen yourself and attune yourself, then Master, the gurus can flow through you, can purify you, cleanse you, make you whole, and make you magnetic, energetic, and a pure channel for their blessings, for their grace, for their teachings to the whole world. So I want to finish now with reading a couple of quotes from Guruji on success from his book, How to Be a Success, and then we'll end with an affirmation. So Master says here some beautiful quotes. Your success in life does not depend only upon natural ability. It also depends upon your determination to grasp the opportunity that is presented to you. Opportunities in life come by creation, not by chance. They are created by you, either now or at some time in the recent or distant past. Since you have earned them, use them to the best advantage. You must develop all the powers that God gave you, the unlimited powers that come from the innermost forces of your being. And another, just as all power lies in His will, so all spiritual and material gifts flow from His boundless abundance, God's. In order to align yourself with it, you must eradicate from your mind all thought of lack or poverty. The universal mind is perfect. It knows no lack. To reach that never-failing supply, you must create a consciousness of abundance, even if you do not know where your next dollar or rupee will come from. When you refuse to be apprehensive and do your part and rely on God to do His, you will find that mysterious forces will come to your aid and your constructive wishes will materialize. And finally, do you know why people fail, Master says? It is because they give up. He said, by the way, a saint is a sinner who never gives up. I often say that if I had no job, I would shake the whole world so that it would be glad to give me a job just to keep me quiet. You must exercise your willpower. If you make up your mind and go like a flame, everything will be burned up in your path. The man of realization walks where bullets fly, with the divine will behind him. Let's close with an affirmation. Close your eyes and look up at the spiritual eye. And this is an affirmation of Yoganandaji. You can say it out loud from your home. We'll say it more and more quietly, and then we'll whisper it, and then we'll say it mentally. This is from Guruji, his words. Affirmation for psychological success. I am brave, I am strong. I am brave, I am strong. Perfume of success thoughts. Perfume of success thoughts. Blows in me, blows in me. Blows in me, blows in me. I am cool, I am calm. I am sweet, I am kind. I am love and sympathy. I am charming and magnetic. I am pleased with all. I wipe away all tears and fears. I have no enemy. I am the friend of all. I am brave. I am strong. Perfume of success thoughts. Blows in me, blows in me. I am cool, I am calm. I am sweet, I am kind. I am love and sympathy. I am charming and magnetic. I am pleased with all. I wipe away all tears and fears. I have no enemy. I am the friend of all. I am brave. I am strong. Perfume of success thoughts blows in me, blows in me. I am cool, I am calm. I am sweet, I am kind. I am love and sympathy. I am charming and magnetic. I am pleased with all. I wipe away all tears and fears. I have no enemy. I am the friend of all. I am brave, I am strong. I am brave, I am strong. Perfume of success thoughts blows in me, blows in me. I'm cool, I'm calm. I'm sweet, I'm kind. I am love and sympathy. I am charming and magnetic. I am pleased with all. I wipe away all tears and fears. I have no enemy. I am the friend of all. Now mentally say along with me, I am brave, I am strong. Perfume of success thoughts blows in me, blows in me. I am cool, I am calm. I am sweet, I am kind. I am love and sympathy. I am charming and magnetic. I am pleased with all. I wipe away all tears and fears. I have no enemy. I am the friend of all. God bless you all. Om Shanti Shanti.